Hi, thanks for coming to my channel. This is Midnight Moon Tarot and I'm Diana. This reading is for the astrological sign of Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, or anywhere in your birth chart that Taurus might appear. Then this reading is for you. Also, if you're new to my channel, I'd like to take a second and invite you to subscribe and click that little bell so that you're sure to be notified whenever I upload new content. Also, in the description box below, you'll find links to my social media, my Patreon, PayPal, and links to some really cool things on Amazon I think you guys will like. Now, this reading is for the month of January 2020. And although all tarot readings are timeless, whenever you feel that you come across this reading and you feel drawn to watch it, then you will most likely find a message in it for you. Whether it's a couple of weeks right after I upload it, or even a year or two from now. If you come across it and you will find that there will be a message for you. Now, also, I want to go into the fact that this is a general reading, and that's why it's important to know your moon and your Jupiter and Saturn and Venus signs as well. If you're unfamiliar with that, you can go to this little website called astrocafe.com, and there's a little calculator, and you just put in your birthplace and time and your birth date, and it will give you all of that information so that you can get a better reading by listening to your other signs. Okay, now I just want to also say that, you know, each astrological sign has 30 days in it. So if this reading doesn't particularly resonate with you, take into consideration that every day, every hour during a particular astrological sign, the planets are always in motion, and so you may need to check into your other signs as well. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and pre-shuffle and calibrate these cards to the astrological sign of Taurus, and ask our spirits, guides, and angels for any love messages they might have for all the beautiful Tauruses there. Taurus is a very special sign for me. My twin flame, as well as my mother and one of my children, are Taurus. I just dropped half my deck here. Hang on, where did it go? Hang on. Okay, sorry about that. Let me scoot my chair back a little. Okay. So, I'm gonna continue shuffling these. That was too many to consider for jumpers. All right. Spirit, what are the love messages you have for Taurus for January 2020? Spirit, what love messages do you have for Taurus for the month of January 2020? Spirit, what love messages do you have for Taurus for the month of January 2020? I'm going to shuffle these one more time. All right. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and divide these into 3 stacks. 1, 2, 3. All right. The card on the bottom of the deck is the 5 of Swords. Okay. So this is going to be the overall energy for this reading. And as we go through the reading, I will show you how this card is going to relate to the different cards that come up in your spread. Okay, and so for those who are new here, the way I lay out my spread is I have 4 columns. The first column represents you, things that have recently come to pass, things that you are experiencing now, and things that are coming towards you. Okay. right. This card came up in the last reading for the very first card as well. It's awesome. Okay, the second column is for your beloved, your intended, your twin flame, your soulmate, your divine counterpart, your karmic partner, an ex, maybe somebody you just met, whoever is first on your mind in the morning when you wake up, and the last person you think of when you fall asleep at night. Okay. The third column is our obstacles and our challenges. All right. It looks a little bit like there's a twin flame runner situation going on here. And the fourth column is outcome. Now, this is 8 cards that I've just laid out, and I'm going to do this 3 times for a total of 24 cards. So by the time we get to the end of the reading, pretty much a complete story will be there. All right, now, the card that came up was the Wheel of Fortune. This is a wonderful and auspicious card, especially for the first month of a brand new year and a brand new decade, as well as the Knight of Wands. This card came up in the Aries reading for their first card as well. And you guys saw me shuffle these and lose half of them and reshuffle again. So I believe that this card is meant to be in this reading as well, possibly for those who are an Aries Taurus cusp. Okay. All right, so this is like all new changes coming in. It's very exciting. All these wonderful changes are going to be coming towards you really soon. Things that maybe you've never experienced before, things that you have waited for. You will have this energy of the Knight of Wands where you feel energized, like you're just going to move forward and go after it and make it happen. Whatever it is that you need or want in your life, you're just going to make it happen. Okay, so if your luck has not been the best, never fear, it's coming around. Okay, now your partner has the Ten of Pentacles in reverse as well as the Four of Swords. So this shows me that there's some kind of little separation going on here, and it's hurting them, and they're thinking about it, and they are missing you, Taurus. They have your Ten of Pentacles in reverse. This is the life that they wanted with you. This is the stability and the family and the happily ever after that they planned with you, that they felt that they had, that was to be shared with you. They are somewhat in mourning and thinking about the relationship and the things that happened during the relationship and that closeness and that bond, and how they are feeling while they are separated from you is a little introspective, we'll say. Now, the obstacles and the challenges show me that this is your Empress reverse, which is representative of Libra. So you may be, your twin flame may be a Libra. It could be any other air sign, but particularly Libra. She represents your growth and your vitality. This is someone that made you feel like you had the world as your oyster. Like when the two of you would walk down the street, the walls would bend. Everybody would look. You got everyone's attention when you were with this person. It's in reverse now, and you are definitely feeling the absence. The Lover's card is in reverse too, which is another reason why it's telling me that you are in separation from your twin at the time. Now, just because the Lover's card is in reverse does not mean that these bonds and these soul ties are broken. It simply means that this is a period of time where the two of you possibly are not going to be together. So in your outcome, we have the Hermit, which is representing you, and you may be in seclusion or have withdrawn into yourself and are taking time to look back over the things that have led you to where you are at this particular point in your life. And you are carefully, with your lantern, retracing your steps and thinking what it is you could have done to make a different outcome. Your Page of Swords shows me that, again, the swords are air sign and pages are about communication. Shows me that you are reaching out to, I'm sorry, condensation from my ice water is leaking. It was getting my cards wet. I'm sorry. Moving just a little bit. Okay. Yeah, so it shows me that this communication is coming up. If you haven't already been in touch with this person, you are thinking of ways. If they are avoiding your communication, you are finding different ways and different methods, perhaps through a third party, to pass messages on for you, to let your twin flame know how you are feeling and that you are reaching out to them and not wanting to fight or cause any trouble, or you're not there for anything petty. This is valuable communication. This is something that needs to be said so that you can turn these from reverse back to the upright again and get things going in the positive direction again. Your things is all going to turn around for you. This is something that you've been hoping for and needing for a while. Okay, so we're back to your column. We have 10 of Cups reversed and the 6 of Cups reversed. All right, so your partner has the King of Swords and the Hierophant reversed. All right, and then we have, for your obstacles and your challenges, we have the 7 of Swords as well as the 3 of Swords. All right, and in your outcome, we have the Emperor reversed and 7 of Cups reversed. Okay. So definitely, this is someone that you've had a deep, deep soul connection with. This is your 6 of Cups. This is this card generally talks about a soulmate, twin flame, deep connection that basically is unbreakable. Time, distance, whether you're in another relationship or they are in another relationship, that soul tie still remains. I'm not condoning cheating or anything, but sometimes for a person, particularly not the runner and not the chaser, and sometimes the chaser is a passive-aggressive type chaser. They will pursue another relationship just because they are have low emotional intelligence. I'm not saying they're stupid or anything, but maybe they are somewhat immature and they have a feeling that they don't necessarily want to be alone, and they are seeking something out from being involved with another person, sometimes within a couple of months or so after ending a relationship with someone. This particular type of relationship is to get the attention of the twin flame runner, and at the same time, if it does get their attention and they contact back, it feeds the ego of the chaser and makes them feel a little more secure, and that gives them something to make them feel like you still value them. This is really and truly the wrong way to go about it, because the person that you're involved with is not receiving all of you, okay? And it's unfair to them so much, But so you're kind of out of sorts and in separation, and this happily ever after and this love situation that you wanted is upside down. All these cups are empty. They are turned upside down and they are falling apart. Now, I'm not sure what it is that has caused this separation, but definitely in separation. Now, your partner has the King of Swords as well as the Hierophant reverse. Now, the King of Swords talks about someone that uses their head over their heart and makes these decisions, even if they are hurtful, if it's necessary and it needs to be done. Yeah, well, this is the King of Swords for you, using his head over his heart every single time. Not as cold as the Queen of Swords, but definitely just makes quick work of something. So this Hierophant reverse shows me that at one time this person and yourself were very deeply connected and considering marriage, and that's no longer a possibility. This Hierophant is in reverse and the two of you are in separation. And your obstacles and your challenges are the Seven of Swords as well as the Three of Swords. So this may be the reason and the cause for your separation at the time. You may have had a period in your life where you weren't as honest as you should be. The Seven of Swords talks about someone who is sneaking. This card comes up over and over and over in the Taurus readings. So I don't know what's been going on with you in the last year or so, but sneaky, deviant, new relationship, but still looking behind at what is left behind. Your heart is torn in different directions. You are in the middle, and here are the two other loves. You definitely feel like yeah, you're torn in different directions. This other person is more like a placeholder for you, because you may feel like you can't, your heart can't be shredded one more time by a rejection of your twin flame. So you get with someone who is safe, that you know isn't going to be with anybody else. I don't want to use the word inferior or anything, but they may be inferior to what it is that you need in a relationship as compared to what was given to you in your twin flame soulmate relationship. So we have Emperor reverse. Taurus, this is you all day long, you, and it is in reverse, and it has made you feel as if you are in a position where you are not functioning the way you should. You are not at your tip-top best. You are not able to act as this Emperor. It's like your hands are tied. And when we have the Seven of Cups reversed, up here it talks about choices. This is a lack of choices. You are in a position where there's really nothing you can do at the moment. A lot of times when your runner is running, there's not a lot you can do except wait it out. Okay. All right. So we're coming around to your last column. This will be the last section of the 8 cards, okay? So we have Strength, and we have the 9 of Cups. And your partner, we have the 10 of Wands as well as the 2 of Swords. And then we have obstacles is the King of Cups reversed and the 4 of Cups upright. And in your outcome, we have the 7 of Wands reversed and the 2 of Wands reversed. Okay, it looks like this separation is going to go on for a little while. The Nine of Cups shows me that your heart is full, that you had planned on giving this love. You don't have this 10th cup. You are not with your 10 of Cups. Those right here. You are not with them. You are totally separated from them and completely feeling their absence. And you're going to have to draw on your strength and your ability to overcome, to get through this particular phase that's going on. It's definitely worth it in the long run. Once you do open those lines of communication up, and this card tells me that you will, you know, things can change. All right, so we have, in your Lovers column, we have the 10 of Wands as well as the 2 of Swords. So your lover may be coming around. They're carrying around the burden of this relationship and this hurt with them. He's walking away and running away, but he's carrying this with him. He's weary and tired and needs a place to rest. Now, earlier I was talking about swords and air signs and mentioned Libra. Again, the 2 of Swords represents Libra, choices. You have the new moon in Libra. It talks about a truce. It talks about making peace. And your partner is coming to the realization of who you are and what you actually mean to them, and they are ready to lay these burdens down and to call this truce with you and open up their heart and accept this communication from you. So we have 4 of Cups as well as the King of Cups reversed for your obstacles and your challenges. So your challenge is this King of Cups. Now, you may have been involved with a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, who may be the person that you've had fill in for your twin flame at the time. They are really not at all too happy with this. They are realizing that you are not completely there for them. They are realizing that you still have your focus on things that you have had in your past. Okay. And this 4 of Cups. Okay. So this is you in your challenges talking about, okay, this is Cups being offered to you. Again, this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio person, they're offering you affection, after support, after love, after caring, nurturing, whatever it is they're giving to you. And this little guy here sitting with his arms folded under the tree. It's all great, but it's just not what you want. And your mind is still focused on your past person. Okay. I don't remember which card I picked up last. All right. Which ones did I read here? Okay. So we have for your outcome the 2 of Wands as well as the 7 of Cups. Okay. The 7 of Cups is reverse. So this card was also in reverse, but I'm going to read them both upright and both in reverse. So, of course, when you have the 2 of Wands, you are making a decision. 2s are always about decisions. It's looking out into his future. He's imagining what it could be, what it should be, what it should have been, where you should be at this moment. While it's in reverse, you realize that you have messed up, that your life isn't going in the direction that you had hoped or planned it to be. And again, this is why we have the Emperor in reverse. And you know, I told you I would tell you how this 5 of Swords is going to relate. When your water sign person keeps giving and nurturing and caring and trying to be there for you, all of it with really good intention, you're going to start feeling annoyed by it because you actually do want that love and attention, but it's not from the person that you are desiring it from. This twin flame runner is on your mind deeply, and no matter what choices, there's no choices, no matter what choices are there or coming up, you are just not, here's your Seven of Wands. I'm not wearing my glasses, sorry. Okay, so when the Seven of Wands shows up, you're tired of feeling defensive. You know, the heart wants what the heart wants, and you almost in a position where you're feeling like you are being annoyed by this Cancer person. But it's your own fault because you led this person to believe for your own selfish needs. If when you were in the middle of this Seven of Swords and this Three of Swords here, you knew where your heart was when you brought this other person into this relationship instead of waiting it out patiently. You could have used that time. Where's that Hermit? Yeah, it should have been using that time instead to heal and move on and reflect. I see that you did somewhat, but still just not wanting to be alone. You needed emotional support, and what better than a water sign for you to do that. But it's so when they are approaching you, they don't think they're doing anything wrong at all, except, you know, loving you and supporting you. You are feeling like, back off, leave me alone, quit nagging me, kind of things like that. So definitely this page here not only tells me that you need to open your lines of communications up with your air sign or your Libra, but also with your water sign, so that you can, you know, lay the cards out, so to speak, and be honest with this person so that, you know, they don't have a feeling of being used or misled somewhere, because that's never a good position for somebody to be in. Of course, you know, it's probably only been a short-term relationship, probably not even a year, probably 6-ish months or so at the most, but just enough for this person to begin to feel super attached. Okay, but you have to decide what your heart wants and move forward from there, and only you can make that situation. If you are, you know, sometimes the runners never ever return ever, and you may have to actually make do with this person who is your second choice, which sounds kind of rude and not so nice to have someone be your second choice, especially on their part, because everyone wants to be first in someone's heart. Okay, so that is your reading for January 2020, Taurus. Kind of dramatic and full of choices that you're going to have to make. You have that Wheel of Fortune. As soon as you make that decision of what you're going to do, all your luck is going to change. Okay, so that is your reading for January 2020. I thank you so much for visiting my channel, and I appreciate you all so very much. All right, good night. Love you. Bye-bye.